Good morning, children. Today we will be doing whole numbers, chapter 2 of our NCERT book. Children, in your previous classes, you must have read about the natural numbers. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers are the numbers which are used for counting. For example, 1 apple, 1 is a natural number. 5 pears, 5 is a natural number. 6 bananas, 6 is a natural number. 2 ice creams, 2 is a natural number. So all the numbers which are used for counting are called natural numbers. Coming to the whole numbers, children, suppose you have 1 apple and you have given 1 apple to someone. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. So we have to include 0 also in the number system, no children? Right? So all the natural numbers including 0 form a group of whole numbers. So the natural number starts from 1 till infinity and whole numbers start from 0 till infinity. So 0 along with the natural numbers are whole numbers. Now in this class, children, we will be doing the properties of whole numbers. Let me tell you what properties we will be doing. We will be doing closure property of whole numbers, commutative property of whole numbers, associative properties of whole numbers and distributive property of whole numbers. Okay, let us start with the closure property, children. Sum of any two whole numbers is always a whole number. Let us check with some examples, children. 5 plus 3. 5 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number. Add the sum 8 is again a whole number. Similarly, 201 plus 508 is 709, which is again a whole number. Coming to this example, children, 17 plus 0. 0 is a whole number. So 17 plus 0 is 70, which is again a whole number. So if we add two whole numbers, the sum is also a whole number. This is called closure property for addition of whole numbers. We'll check it for multiplication, division, subtraction also, right? So closure property is true for the addition of whole numbers. Let us see for the multiplication now, children. If you multiply two whole numbers, 5 and 3 are two whole numbers. If you multiply two whole numbers, the product, which is 15 in this case, is again a whole number. Similarly, coming to the third last example, 17 into 0 is 0, which is again a whole number. So what does it mean? That if we multiply two whole numbers, the product is also a whole number. So closure property is true for multiplication of whole numbers as well. So closure property is true for addition and multiplication of whole numbers, right? Let us see for subtraction also, whether it is true or not. Subtraction of whole numbers, children. Suppose we have subtracted 5 and 3 from 5. So 5 minus 3 is 2, which is a whole number. 9 minus 11, children. Can we subtract a smaller number from a bigger number? No. So 9 minus 11 will not be a whole number. It will be an integer which you will study in your next classes, right? Similarly, 21 minus 5, fine, 16 is a whole number. But 3 minus 9, again children, we cannot subtract smaller number from a bigger number. If we subtract, we will not get a whole number. So, subtraction of any two whole numbers is not always a whole number. So, closure property is not true for the subtraction of whole numbers. Let us look for the division, children. We'll start with the examples first, children. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 3 5s are 15, which is a whole number. 9 divided by 11 is not a whole number. 9 upon 11 is a fraction, right? So, division of any two whole numbers is not always a whole number. So, closure property is not true for the division of whole numbers. So, what we have seen, children? That closure property is true only for the addition and multiplication of whole numbers. It is not true for the subtraction and division of whole numbers, right? Coming to the next property, I told you commutative property of whole numbers. Let me tell you what commutative property is, children. In simple word, we tell commutative property to be order property. I'll tell you why, children. Order means we have just, look at this example, 6 plus 3 and there it is 3 plus 6. The numbers are the same. We have just changed the order of the number. And let us see whether the sum remains the same or not. 6 plus 3 and 3 plus 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 3 plus 6 is also 9. So, even if we change the order of the number, the sum remains the same. Some more examples are there on the board, children. So, commutative property is true for addition of whole numbers. Commutative property is even if we change the order of the number, the sum remains the same. Let us look for multiplication, children. If we multiply two whole numbers, if we change the order of the two whole numbers and multiply them, whether the product remains the same or not. It means 6 into 3 is equal to 3 into 6 or not. 6 3s are 18 and 3 6s are also 18. So even if the numbers are the same 6 3 6 3, but just we have changed the order of the numbers and we have seen that the product is the same. So again, commutative property is true for multiplication of whole numbers, right? Let us see for subtraction and division. Okay. Again for subtraction, children, if we change the order, 6 minus 3 is equal to 3 minus 6 or not, right? 6 minus 3 would be 3, but this we don't know till now. It will be an integer which we will do in the later classes, right? So, what have we seen? That if we change the order of the number, the difference is not same. So, commutative property is not true for the subtraction of whole numbers. Coming to division, children. Again, 6 divided by 3 is equal to 3 divided by 6 or not. We have to check, right? Numbers are the same. We have just changed the order of the numbers. 6 divided by 3 would be 2, children. 3 2s are 6. And 3 divided by 6 will be 1 upon 2. So, are they equal? No. So, again, commutative property is not true for the division of whole numbers. Right? So, what we have seen that commutative property is true only for the addition and multiplication of whole numbers, and it is not true for the subtraction and division of whole numbers. It will be more clear to you, children, when we will be doing the questions of the exercise, right? Coming to the associative property, children. The other simple name for associative property is the grouping property. The reason is that we change the group of the number. The number remains the same again. It is 5 plus 7 plus 4. Let me take another example. Suppose we have taken three numbers, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, right? And we have to add them. What this associative property says is that we have to change the group of the numbers. So how we will change the group? We will just put the brackets to change the group. In the first case, let us add these two numbers first and see, and here let us add these two numbers. I repeat, children, the numbers are the same. What we have done, we have just changed the groups of the number, and we will see whether the sum remains the same or not till end. So here, I believe you all know Bodmer rule. Whatever is in the bracket is to be solved first. So 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 4. Here 2 plus 7, right? 5 plus 4 is 9 and 2 plus 7 is again 9. So what we have seen that associative properties hold true for the addition of whole numbers. Associative property, I repeat, children, it is just changing the group of the number. The number remains the same. Coming to the multiplication, children. Let us take three numbers. Let us take 3, 4 and 5. 3, 4 and 5. Now we have to see whether the product remains the same or not if we change if we make the grouping, if we change the grouping of the numbers. Let us make these two groups first. Put 4 and 5 together. This side put 3 and 4 together. Right, children? So this will be 3 into 4 5s are 20. 3 20s are 60. This will be 3 4s are 12 into 5, which is again 60. So this shows that associative property also holds true for multiplication of whole numbers. So what we have seen that associative property is true for addition and multiplication of whole numbers. Coming to division and subtraction again, children. Let us do this question only. 3 minus 4 minus 5. 3 minus 4 minus 5, children. Again, 3 is fine, but we cannot subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. Right? So, associative property is not true for the subtraction of whole numbers. Similarly, associative property of whole numbers is not true for the division of whole numbers. Right? Okay, coming to the distributive property of whole numbers, we will be doing distributive property of multiplication over addition. Distributive property, as it is very clear from the name, distribute. So in this case, the number which is out, let's just see this example. Have a look. What has been shown in this example, children? That 5 has been distributed among both the numbers which are in the brackets. 5 into 7 plus 5 into 4. And we will check that both the sides, left hand side is equal to right hand side or not. So let me do it for you here. It is 5 into 7 plus 4 is equal to 5 into 7 plus 5 into 4. We have to check whether both the sides come equal or not. So this will be 5 into 11, right? And this will be 7 5s are 35 plus 5 4s are 20. Right? Now 11 5s are 55. 35 plus 20 is again 55. So what we have seen? That LHS is left hand side is equal to right hand side. So this is called distributive property. The number outside the bracket has been distributed among the numbers which are inside the bracket, and we have seen that the result remains the same. This is called distributive property of multiplication over addition, right? So that's it, children. We'll be doing exercises from tomorrow. If you have any doubt, we'll just recap all the properties once again. Thank you, class.